Let me guess, you clicked on this video because you'll be in a group and nobody hears you. Everybody talks over you and you're just not sure what to do. If that's you, you're in the right place. So, tell me if this sounds familiar. You're in a group chat or group talk, discussion, whatever you want to call it. You're in that and everything is flowing, everybody's talking. You're just sitting there, not sure what to do, how to do it. And you try to talk and nobody hears you, or they hear you, but just a little bit. And now you're going home, you're crying inside because you wish you could have spoke up louder. I'm guessing that's you most likely. So if you're really struggling with being loud in groups, or not even just being loud, overall just being heard in groups, the main thing you want to do is listen to me, okay? I want you to inhale through your nose, but after you inhale, exhale, okay? Now inhale again, but remember that feeling in the back of your throat. Do you feel it? If not, pause the video and do it again. What you're feeling is your soft palate going up, and that's basically allowing your air to come out along with your voice too. So if you're not being heard, it's a good chance you're not really projecting your voice when you try to talk. And you may just be trying to force your voice out through your throat and it's not really going up. So a way I really like to be heard in groups is, I call it inhale hold, where all you have to do really is inhale through your nose, feel that feeling, hold it, and then talk. It may take a minute for you to really get used to it, but after a while, it gets easier. So let's try it one more time. Inhale through your nose, feel that feeling in the back of your throat, and then talk. So it's like inhale, then speak. So it's, yeah. Versus just talking without air, which makes it harder. Like I said before, your voice rises your breath to get out of your body. On a side note, this is also what I used to be heard at my old warehouse job, where it's machinery going all night long, machines coming through there, trucks, everything, airplanes, all of that. And I had to still learn how to be heard, but this is one of the main things I have to use to be heard in that kind of environment. And if it can help me in that environment, it can help you wherever else you're gonna be, because I doubt it's gonna be that loud in that environment. Okay, now, so far, you know how to speak louder in a group, okay? Now you know what to do. Now you need to know when to do it. So when it comes to groups, it's like this. A conversation is like a dance, but in a group, it's like a group dance. Think of people break dancing or something, right? And you trying to get in there, but you don't know what to do, or you know when to bust out your moves, right? So when it comes to a group, everybody's yipping and yapping and yipping and yapping, and you're not really sure, when do I get in? How do I get in there? So the main thing I like to look for in groups without talking over people, I like to call it quiet pockets. And quiet pockets are basically small windows where nobody's really talking that much, and then you're able to implement yourself into the conversation that way. That way you're not talking over somebody or interrupting somebody else while they're talking, and then everything else becomes easier. So if you want to use a quiet pocket today while you're talking, say if you were doing it one-on-one, you would let the person talk, and then when they stop talking, then you would talk. Same thing works in a group chat or group message, group discussion. It works the exact same way. So you just fill the conversation out, let everybody, let it go, let it talk. And then once you see your opportunity, get in there and don't be afraid. But also use the technique I showed you at first to be heard when you decide to talk. And now you know when to get in there and what to do to be heard in a conversation. All right, so now you know what to do to be heard, when to jump in that group conversation. Now I have to tell you this, because I used to struggle with this, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do too. The main thing you don't want to do when it comes to conversating in general, even in group conversation, mostly because there's more people, you don't want to try to have the perfect words. It don't exist. There's no perfect line for no perfect situation. It doesn't exist. Get that out of your head. When you go into a conversation, like I said before, it's like a dance. When you're dancing with somebody, it's not a choreography. It's more of a go with the flow, make it natural as possible. That's all you have to do. So with that, don't try to think like, oh,
what line can I use to get in there? What joke can I crack to make everybody laugh?
Just go in there, be yourself, and just go with that. If you're not really sure how to be yourself, here's a little side tip. If you want to be yourself, Be who you are when nobody's looking. Meaning you don't have to think about it. You don't have to second guess it, nothing. Just be who you are when nobody's looking. And that way you'll naturally be yourself. You don't have to think about it, because if you have to think about it, that means you're being who you think you should be versus being who you know you should be. See what I'm saying? And on top of that, the more you speak to people and the more you practice projecting and group conversations, the better you'll get at it. The better you'll get at it. You're gonna suck at first, obviously, if you're really used to doing it. I sucked at it at first too, but hey, we all start somewhere, right? So that's all you have to do. Get in there, try it, suck, get better, and then come back to this video and leave a comment telling me how you did. You know something else that's really important that'll help you in group conversations and regular conversations? Letting go of what happened before, when you tried to talk and you weren't heard, or you felt like you was boring, or it didn't go the way you wanted it to go. Let it go. Just let it go. Let it go. Put it in the suitcase, drop it down, kick it to the curb, let it go. Because your life isn't built on the past. It's built on now, which will create your future. So anything that you were holding on to, thinking that, hey, I can't do that because I'm terrible at conversating, or I can't do that because I'm a quiet guy, or I can't do that because my, what's that test called? That introvert personality test, MBTI, whatever it's called. That test said I'm not supposed to do that. No, don't limit yourself or label yourself and allow that to stop you from being able to do the things that you want to do in life. And yeah, just go out and try it and see how I do. You would really be surprised at how much you can actually do when you put the labels behind you and go out and do it as you and not as the labels people try to put on you or you put on yourself. And on top of that, letting it go also means forgiving yourself for beating yourself up as well when something didn't go your way, because I know it's easier to beat yourself up than to forgive yourself and let things go, because you beat yourself up when it's like, oh, I messed that up. I tried to shoot my shot at Sarah. She rejected me. I could have done better. I could have did better. I tried to talk up in a meeting at work. It didn't go well. Nobody heard me. They all laughed at me behind my back. I suck. But you know what? You gotta be your own best friend and stop being mean to yourself, because you're a person, I'm a person. I'm not gonna be mean to you. You're not gonna be mean to me. So why are you gonna be mean to yourself? Think about it, you see? So be nicer to yourself. Be aware of the thoughts you have towards yourself, because that's what really matters at the end of the day. If somebody else don't like you, that's okay. If you don't like you, that's not okay. We don't tolerate that, okay? So give yourself a hug, give yourself a compliment, because you deserve it and you're amazing. But hey, since now you know how to speak in a group conversation or speak up in a group conversation, I think the next thing you might want to learn is how to keep a conversation going. So check out this video right here. This do you well, and this will help you actually be able to add into the conversation, so it don't be boring. It don't be socially awkward just sitting there. So hey, check that video out and I'll see you in the next video.